Welcome, Reds, to Anfield Road TV. If you are new around here, want to keep up to date on all things Liverpool related throughout the week, get involved, hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video as well if you do enjoy today's episode. Michael Edwards is getting full control by the looks of it, as the very worded statement. I'm not going to bore you and read through all of it, but I'm just going to give you my thoughts and hopefully get your 2 pence as well in the comment section below. It is a very massive, important appointments, as we know. Obviously, the news that we did here this season of Jurgen Klopp obviously moving away from Liverpool come the end of May. In terms of football and operations of every single football club in European football, you only have to look at the mismanagement post the Sir Alex Ferguson era at Manchester United to see that it is not as always as easy as just important a manager, putting him in place and then expecting all the dominoes to follow suit to fall, really. So in terms of Liverpool, Michael Edwards, we know we've got a very good history with this fella. Obviously, previous sporting directors, we know, and we know the great job in which he did do. I'm not going to rattle off, but let me know what probably was one of your favourite moments of Michael Edwards. Big signings, obviously referring Klopp to Salah, obviously giving the nods, really. Obviously, there was quite well renowned that Jurgen Klopp was a big admirer a couple of years back anyway of Julian Brandt. But Edwards, along with the data department, obviously putting Salah's name forward, and as they say, the rest is history. Post the Jurgen Klopp era, hopeful that it goes well, but I think the appointments as obviously the bit more responsibility, more responsibility for Edwards in this new role for FSG as well. And obviously his workings with Liverpool Football Club, and obviously the from the quite lengthy worded statement that we've seen today. Of course, FSG are in the market for a second football club, which is very intriguing. There's reports today that that might be Ajax, and I tell you what, if that is the case, that will be already a footballing institution that is very highly regarded around world football as well. Obviously, the work in which Johan Cruyff and obviously all the legendary figures at the Dutch club have made would be massive if that is FSG's potential future club. Because obviously, I tell you what, their academy has absolutely been thriving in football in general for the vast majority. We all can probably rattle off a name, and that has become a very talented footballer, to say the least, in European football anyway. But if Liverpool were, or FSG, for example, were to gain Ajax or any potential other football club to add to their portfolio, and Edwards, as the statement does say today, would obviously control and have overall football and operations over that club as well, would be amazing. I think you look at the City group in terms of their control, in terms of other football clubs. It's not just City, but a lot of businesses as well and ownership structures are doing this in football now. It has become the norm. Do we agree that it is fair play for the other teams and the other clubs that are only solely owned by one owner and they only own their football club? It is gaining an advantage, especially if you can send your young players to that Ajax or another football club that is owned by your own owners, and then it develops those young players a lot more quicker, or you can take a player from here and there. Do I like it? No, but will Liverpool benefit from it? Yes, but time will tell who. Obviously, but of course, Edwards is overseeing the potential buying of obviously the operation of this new football club. Who that will be, we'll find out in a couple of months potentially as well. But in terms of bringing it back to Liverpool, how important this appointment will be. It's absolutely imperative that Liverpool got Michael Edwards back to the football club. I think having Edwards at one of our rivals in terms of Manchester United, a Spanish club, Real Madrid or Barcelona would have been disappointing to say the least, but extremely dangerous because we know how good he has. The record speaks for itself at Liverpool, and having him as a competitor would have been absolutely disastrous for FSG, considering the good relationship that they did have, and obviously his proven track record at Liverpool over the last 10 years anyway. So it's great to see him back. Disappointed Jurgen's going, but I think the infrastructure, and this is the main point as well, I want to say, having a correct infrastructure, as he alluded to at the top of the show, is absolutely imperative. There's not many Jurgen Klopps, there's not many Fergies, there's not many Guardiolas on the market. But the main thing for Liverpool post Jurgen Klopp era is that we create this infrastructure that is being very good under Jurgen Klopp as well. Obviously, Jurgen's been very instrumental in terms of getting the right people, but obviously Michael Edwards, the sporting director, and the great people at FSG as well. It's took a while, my lord. It took a while for FSG to get things right at Liverpool. I'm happy they've actually started to get their act together in the Jurgen Klopp era. Yes, because obviously it wasn't all plain sailing. The time with Rodgers as well, the recruitments, and everything about that as well. And prior to obviously Brendan Rodgers' appointment as well, we know the mistakes, but they've made massive strides. And I've been heavily critical of FSG. I think a lot of Liverpool fans have been. Time will tell post Jurgen Klopp whether their decisions will prove beneficial. But a lot of those decisions that they have made have been absolutely fantastic. But the appointment of Michael Edwards goes a very, very long way. So the new sporting director, Richard Hughes, obviously, if you're not aware, obviously sporting director at Bournemouth. By all accounts, he's been massively recommended by Michael Edwards. He's Edwards' man to be sporting director at Liverpool. And for me, at the end of the day, and for all every Liverpool fan, if Michael Edwards thinks he is the best possible fit for Liverpool, then I tell you what, we all agree with Edwards in terms of the data team as well. Data-driven everything as well, but it'd be great if Edwards could actually sort Liverpool's medical department out, so given that he's got a lot more responsibility now. Hopefully Edwards does put a couple more qualified medical people in Liverpool in terms, because we know the injuries Liverpool have sustained under Jurgen Klopp as well. Not the best anyway. The recovery time has been a bit of a mess anyway. But Richard Hughes, obviously, everyone will pinpoint to the deals in which he's made at Bournemouth. But I think, from my point of view as well, Reds, is the fact that Bournemouth are still in the Premier League is absolutely, utterly remarkable, considering the budget. I know everyone will pinpoint the new ownership structure that they did get taken over a couple of years ago, but prior to that, obviously helping Richard Hughes being instrumental to their 2 promotions as well. Massively important in terms of building their infrastructure as sporting director and the recruitment process. And obviously brought a couple of very talented players in over the last 12 months as well. People might go, obviously, Dom Solanke signed, Jordan Ibe, and like all those other players. But at the end of the day, I think you look at Dom Solanke, it's took a while for him to get going, but he's doing extremely well with Bournemouth this season as well. But I trust Edwards, I trust Jurgen Klopp as well, but it will be sad to see him go. But at the end of the day, the way in which the football club under Jurgen Klopp and the people in the background that we don't ever see, the ones that don't get interviewed as well, the lads and ladies at Liverpool have been the data analysis as well and everything in the background. Liverpool are in such a good, positive position. And now, the final one is who that new appointment of the manager as well. I think it was massively important that Liverpool did get the sporting director in place, Richard Hughes anyway as well. Good to see him. He will come what the end of this season, but that doesn't stop Richard Hughes. Obviously, he'll be focusing on Bournemouth, but it would allow him a bit more clarity for the potential new manager to come in as well. They'll know who their bosses will be. Obviously, Edwards having the overall vision for the football club going forward as well. It's an extremely exciting time. Will it be Xabi Alonso? I'm personally hoping it is. I think a lot of us are. But I think it will give Edwards a bit more, and obviously Xabi Alonso or whoever that manager is, come what the end of this season, a bit more clarity. They know who's going to be in place. their past experience, what they've done in the game of football. So it's hopefully all done conclude with a very positive aspect and point of view as well for Liverpool. But just enjoy the ride as well, Reds. I'm looking forward to obviously the Sparta game on Thursday, the second leg. Hopefully Liverpool can get that over the line. But yeah, I could have read out the whole statement today, chap. But I didn't want to really bore you by any means. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, Reds. It's mammoth. It's an integral appointment for Liverpool Football Club. Edwards, obviously in the football operations, not just at Liverpool, but for that hopefully potential new club for FSG's portfolio, which is ever expanding. It has been over the last couple of years, but a priority won't shift either way. Obviously, with Edwards, he's getting the right people in charge as well. Obviously, Richard Hughes and Edwards will have a bigger say than what he did have previously at the football club. I'm excited, Reds. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash that like button if you were absolutely buzzing to see Michael Edwards have a bigger part to play in Liverpool Football Club, because obviously he had an FSG as well. But it's good to see him back at the football club and by Lords, and made up that he hasn't gone to a rival. Happy days. But Reds, have a lovely rest of your day. A massive thank you for tuning in. Drop a like on the video as well. And hit that subscribe button if you do enjoy today's episode. Plenty of episodes to come on the channel. See you later. Ta-ra.